Mac here from the Clifton Chilli Club, and we'd like to take this little opportunity to show you how we make our own beef jerky, which is our beef jerky. You know, it's the way we do it. We're quite happy with what we end up with. We know there's various methods to do so, but this is ours, and if anyone has any advice to give us at the end of this, we're more than happy to take it. Anyway, to start with, we've got a nice big chunk of silverside here, which has been just removed from the freezer, where it's been for half an hour to actually just stiffen up the meat, because it makes it so much easier to carve. And the first thing you've got to do with it is take the fat off it, because the fat, if after it's been dehydrated, can turn rancid and ruin the whole of your thing within a couple of days, whereas normally the beef jerky could last, technically speaking, for a long time. So this is the the size we want it ready for preparation, then to cut across the grain like that. So we'll just get on and slice them up now then, shall we? Fairly thin. Sharp knife required here. Don't even bother trying it with an unsharpened knife. So that's what we want. Something along with that line. A little thing to show you. The meat should be cut about 3 to 5 mil, which is like that. And I'll explain my marinade. Now this is the marinade I like, which is Worcestershire sauce, dark soy sauce, which works as something to break the meat down to soften it while it's working, cider vinegar, molasses sugar, the real thick dark brown sugar, a bit of salt, though you don't need very much because of the amount of salt that's in soy, a lot of ground black pepper, and some fresh garlic. That's what I use. So I'll just pour that. I made it up early because I thought it'd be easy. So just pour that into the bowl. Also, what I forgot is actually there's a spoonful of my own jalopy chili sauce, which is pretty lethal. That's what the heat's going to be in there. There you go, all covered. So all that is now a bit of cling film over the top, into the fridge, overnight preferably in my book, because it gets more into it. But I mean, some people say you can do it for an hour, but personally I do it for 8 hours or overnight. Quick slurp while that starts marinating.
Hi, yeah, it's Chili Dave. I'm going to show you my version of marinating my beef jerky. What I tend to use is a sauce. Sauce based. It's probably an expensive way of doing it, but if you've got a favourite chili sauce that you love, why not make it into beef jerky? I just add a little few extras. So if we go down now, my favourite sauce is oak smoked chipotle sauce. So we'll do for 500 grams. I use about half a bottle of the oak smoked. This is where it becomes expensive, because half a bottle is a couple of pounds. So simple with that. Bit of oak smoke, bit of lemon juice as well. Just about a tablespoon. This just helps flavour it, and also sort of helps pre-cook it a little tiny bit there. And also what I have is I've made up my own chili powder as well. It's made of mainly jalapenos, the Naga family, all ground up. It's also got peppercorn in there as well, gives it a nice thing. So about a teaspoon of this in there as well. So a little sprinkle. There we go, straight in there. And finally, just a little tiny bit of pepper. That just adds to the texture. So a good few shakes of that. All in, simple, get it all mixed in really well. And the same as before, all we're going to do is we're going to stick the cuts of beef in, and as Dave mentioned, they're 3 to 5 millimeters thick. We're going to leave them to marinate overnight. We're ready to add the meat in. Simple as that.
Well, here we are then, 12 hours later, 12 hours marinating in the fridge. We now have laying the jerky out on the trays of the dehydrator. If you'd like to have a little look down here, We've done 3 or 4 trays already. Just going to do the last few pieces on here. Lay them out flat on the dehydration tray. Make sure they don't overlap. They don't cook properly then. This is as you can see, the colouring on this marinade was the soy sauce one, which you can see has made the beef go very dark. If you pan over to this tray here, which is Chili Dave's tray, which was done in a chipotle sauce, a much lighter sauce, and it stayed a completely different colour. Put the lid on, turn it up to 70, it is already, and we'll put it on for 8 hours. Now we just leave it for 8 hours to dry out, but what we do in the meantime is, because the heat rises from the bottom, you have to rotate the trays periodically every 2 to 3 hours or something like that, so the top goes to the bottom. But that's all you have to do. It's timed anyway. Wait 8 hours and that should be ready to eat. Here we are again. The dehydration is finished and we now have the end product, which when you come to store it, it'll keep in something like that, a sealed container, for, well, they say 1 to 2 months, but probably 6 months, but then that's probably a long time anyway. But very unlikely you won't eat it within 6 months. Or you can vacuum pack it and it will keep up to a year, and just must be stored in a cool, dry place. There it is, the finished product, beef jerky. Enjoy it.